Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're watching, like, comment, or subscribe. I appreciate all of them. So let's get started. Today I'm going to be talking about bonding again. It's been 3 weeks since the last bonding video. Even if I uploaded it just like recently, today marks 3 days that I've had my sugar gliders. So with that being said, things have really changed with me and the sugar gliders. They no longer stress me out and I no longer stress them out. So I think we have learned how to understand each other to a point. So with that being said, if you're watching, you're probably looking for some bonding tips. Again, I'm 100% a new sugar glider owner. These are my first 2 sugar gliders ever. There's Aussie and there's Gia, and they're still pretty young. I don't know exactly how old they are. They're probably maybe anywhere from 3 to 6 months, I would say. Okay, so some of the things that have changed since the last video are, I'm sure you guys, if you've watched it, you know that I was using the bonding pouch, and you know, you read that everywhere when you're, before you get your sugar gliders and you're doing your research, you read all about using the bonding pouch, carrying them for hours and everything. Well, I don't know if it, I mean, it probably had to do with the fact that we started this right away from day 1, even though day 1 technically, like, we got them at the pet shop and they were already in the bag. But then day 2 and day 3 and maybe even day 4, we were trying to use the bonding bag. But like I said, if you see my last video, you see that I didn't like the way that was going. It was stressing me and it was stressing the gliders out. Okay, so now moving on, fast forward. I'm sorry, maybe I sound like I'm like going way too fast for this video. I'm just like, sorry. Okay, so with that out of the way, things have really changed. After that, I stopped taking the bonding pouch, and I just stopped that altogether. So what I started, 2 days, there was 2 days where I got them to get into the bonding bag by like just putting it at the bottom and taking out like one of their favorite sheets that they sleep on. So I had like the bonding bag at the bottom, and they kind of slept in there for 2 nights. But I feel like once they realized that I was using it to make it easier for me to put them in the bonding bag, they decided they weren't going to sleep in there anymore, and they went back to their usual spot. So what I did was I did tons of talking to them. So from the moment I got them, I was probably talking to them all day. I've been lucky, I've had a lot of time on my hands, so they get to see me a lot. I talk to them a lot, and eventually I ended up, I'm trying to just think like step by step what I did, so that like if you're watching and you don't have a sugar glider, this is like hopefully gonna be very helpful for you. So okay, so the next thing I did, since I decided, okay, I'm not gonna do that anymore, was I decided, after sitting by their cage for a few days and talking to them and chatting, I was just like, I'm just gonna start hand offering them treats inside of their cage. So I started hand offering them treats, mostly Yogi Drops. They're pretty picky with their treats. If you guys want, like down the line, you can tell me what kind of videos you'd like me to post, and I'll definitely make some. But so I was using Yogi Drops. That's supposedly like every glider's favorite. So I'm using the Yogi Drops, and that's been really, that really helped me just kind of getting them. It took about 2 days for them to actually come to my hand, but once they came to my hand, they were kind of interested in the hand, you know? They were interested in my hand. They wanted the treat as well, but they were like smelling my hand and just like interested, you know? Excuse me, I'm sorry. So we did that for a few nights, and I was kind of just trying my best, and I would tell you to do the same. Read their body language. Every step that I did because I felt like they were comfortable. Like, they don't crab too much at me, which was great from the start. Like, they did crab, but once I stopped kind of like just putting them in that bag and everything and just doing things almost on their term, it's been really like, it's been easy, but you have to have patience, because it hasn't been until yesterday, and again today makes 3 weeks that I've had the girls. Yesterday was actually the first day that I ever pet them, and they've also been climbing on me, which is awesome. Today they actually both climbed up on me, and it was for a while, and they did it multiple times, and they were very comfortable. They weren't scared, and I'm gonna of course show lots of videos, lots of pictures. My videos are mostly of them. I'm sorry I didn't get like us interacting at the time, but it's just hard for me to get that kind of content. So I hope that you like what I do post. But getting back into bonding, so I was doing the hand treats, and then I also took like my shirt that I had on, and I wore it for 2 days, and then I put that into their cage. So by now it's like almost a week, right? And I've been trying to give them hand treats, and I've put my scent in with the shirt, and that's all we've done besides me talking to them every day and like just seeing them every day. That's all we were doing for the first week. So now we move on. Week 1 is done. Guess what? They're finally grabbing the treat and running. So I'm excited. I'm like, okay, you know, like I said, I want to read my sugar gliders. So, sorry. All right. So I do that, and now it's week 1, and I'm like, what are we gonna do now? You know, they seem pretty comfortable. They're grabbing the treat out of my hand. So I don't really know kind of necessarily how this happened, but I just trusted them. And one morning I kind of was just like, I'm gonna open the cage. Doors closed, you know. I made sure that anything that could be really dangerous, any cups, any like just anything you might have in the room that you know might be dangerous for the gliders, I wanted to make sure that that was removed. I opened the cage, like I said, door was closed, and I just like stayed in front of the cage and was just, you know, they're very inquisitive, and so the first time that they came out, only one came out. She came out and she explored the room, and that was great. The second time, they both came out, and again, like when they're coming out at about 7 in the morning until about 9 in the morning. They end up going inside themselves, which is awesome. I don't have to cause any stress, and they don't have to get stressed. So, and this is because of course it's early, so they're tired. By the time I'm taking them out, they're doing their last 2 hours of fun playtime. We get to spend that together, which is awesome. And yeah, it's been a really great way to bond with them. So like I was saying, day 2, and or day 2 of doing that process. Day 2, I opened the cage, and of course Aussie, she's the least shy. She's more willing to explore, and she's the one who bit us first and everything. So like back in the beginning, like the first 2-3 days, she bit us. But so she came out, and then Gia loves to be behind Aussie. I think that Aussie takes Gia out of her shell, so Gia naturally followed and came out of the cage. And the first 2 days, like while they're out the cage, I'm just sitting on the floor, and I'm just like watching them, making sure they're not getting hurt, letting them do them, letting them have lots of fun. And then of course taking out some Yogi Drops. I only offer them like 2 to 3 treats a day, and that's like the whole day. Like at night they don't get treats because they're getting dinner. So when I spend that morning time with them, I use that to give them their treats. And before it was in the cage, and now it's outside of the cage. And by doing so, like when they get out the cage, they were already used to coming to my hand for treats, right, from being in the cage. So when they were out, I'm just like, you know, just like this, and they would come to me. They would come to me and run, but they would come to me. So it's been about 6 days, about almost a week, that we've done, I guess, room playtime, where they're just they come out, and I'll give them like 1 or 2 treats when they first get out, and they explore, and because they're exploring and I'm not bothering them at all, they're very curious. They come to my feet, they want to climb all over me. At this point, I'm going to show you the videos. They're climbing on me. I can always give them treats, but I've also recently been able to pet them. So everything was a process. I didn't rush anything. I knew that when I was giving them treats and they were running when they were in the cage, they weren't ready for me to pet them. So now, 3 weeks later, that they're climbing on me and they're eating their treats on their hand, I tried to pet them, and even though they're still skittish, they're not perfect with that, they're definitely getting way better. So it's been about 10 minutes of me talking, and I think that's enough. I'm going to show you guys some cute pictures and some cute videos. Enjoy. Bonding time. It's way too sunny for them. So. Hi. Hi, babe. Is that a cucumber? What are you doing? You trying to go in the pocket?